Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Razel Dazel. Oh, I've been busy. Good thing I got my coffee. We were partying hard yesterday. Me and my husband decided to have a date night yesterday and we went to Fort Wayne. They had the German Fest going on, and at the actual fort of Fort Wayne, they were doing demonstrations on shooting the cannons, and they were all dressed up in their pioneer, the soldier. It was really awesome to see the reenactments, and whew, we were busy. But it was exciting. I got blisters on my feet. I wore the wrong shoes, and my feet are feeling it. I got some blisters. Lots of walking. So I'm sore. I'm pretty tired and wore out. Anyways, we went to a garage sale in Ligonier. It was right behind the fabric store. They had it was called a barn sale, and my husband just happened to see the sign, so we turned around and went into the back of the building where they have the fabric store, and we did some treasure hunting, and I found some awesome treasures. I did buy some yarn. Of course, I bought some yarn. But I found this really neat tin. And I thought, wow, that's really pretty. And I was like, well, I could put my needles and stuff in there, or my little, what do you call them? The crochet stitch counters and stuff, and my little needles and stuff. And I thought, yeah, I can use that to put my little crochet stuffs in. And I thought, wow, that's just so pretty. I guess they had little pastries in it at one point. I don't know how old this is, but I'm into really old antiques and things, and they had some really neat stuff in there. You really have to dig, though, because there's a lot to dig through. And then I got these yarns, and this is the Yarn Bee, and it's like the I've never worked with this stuff before. I think they call it the eyelash yarns, where it's got all the little feathery fuzzies on it. I've never worked with it before, but it makes it fuzzies. And I know a lot of the amigurumi people are doing like squirrels and different, animals with it to make them more fuzzy. So I got a bunch of the blue in the Yarn Bee, and I only paid $1 for this bag. Kitty. Kitty's up here. Yeah, get down, Kitty. I only paid $1 for this whole bag. I was like, that's awesome. See, and here's another bag. And it's got the brown, so I could I saw the squirrels people are making. I thought, well, that would make a cute squirrel with all of these different yarns. I don't know what I'm going to do with the blue, but I saw that brown, and I'm like, well, that'd be great for, maybe make a woolly mammoth. Yeah. Obviously, I got a lot of this blue color. I don't know. But yeah, for $1 at the garage sale. Oh yeah. Like, that's an awesome deal. So I'm glad that my husband found that garage sale, because then down at the bottom of a shelf I found all of these really old magazines, and these are probably 1960s, and this one's all crochet, really old, and the oh, look at that. That is all crocheted. A crocheted business suit, all in crochet. Isn't that crazy? And this is probably in the 1960s. And it'll tell you how to even make the entire outfit. Insane. And there's some pretty little crocheted tops. Look at that though. Isn't that insane? That is all crocheted. The pictures are just gorgeous in this book. And here it tells you how to do the sweaters in the crochet. I like that one. That is gorgeous. It's got the V-neck. Because I'm learning more about wearables and crocheting the wearables. But yeah, the illustrations are just gorgeous. All of that's crochet. All of that's made out of yarn. Beautiful. Yeah, I hit the jackpot. I'm just so excited. I got a huge box just full of arts and crafts. The rest of them are all McCall's. I'm not sure what this one is, but this is all crochet, and it's basically business type of attire. Yeah. Let's see. Now the rest of these are all of the McCalls. And it has all different types of crafts from back in the day. And I got this huge box full. He really gave me a deal. He was such a nice guy. I'm like, this is like buried treasure for me. Getting to look through all of these old patterns. Oh, I don't know about that. That's kind of scary. But here's a bunch of like bunny rabbits for Easter. That's kind of scary and terrifying. I mean, wouldn't that be great for Halloween? Scary Easter bunnies. Yeah, those are kind of scary looking. Ah, that is so cool to go through these magazines from back in the day to see how the crafts and stuff really changed over the years. All the different styles. So much different ideas and patterns in these books. It's neat. See, here's some of the amigurumi and stuff that they did back in the day. Look at the three little pigs and the wolf. And those are amigurumi from the 60s. And then they got the dolls with the crocheted dresses. Man, there's like a little dragon up there too. I'm gonna have a lot of fun going through these books and seeing all the different. Ooh, look. There's the ponchos. They got the different ponchos in there and some crazy hats. Yeah, I guess crochet was really popular in the 60s. Look at the sweaters. Those are all crocheted sweaters. I'm getting into the wearables. Like I said, I made the poncho. I'm working on another poncho. And then I decided I want to try and make a cardigan. So I'm working on a cardigan right now. But yeah, it's just so cool. Look at this. This is an ad. This is an ad from Mary Maxim, probably back in the 1960s. They have all these advertisements and stuff in this book. This is a big book too. Look at all these ladies crocheting and knitting with the yarn. It's like we're in a cult. Fantastic. But I have a huge box full of these books. And I'm definitely going to be looking at all of the neat stuff. And all of these. I've got tons of them. Whoever had these books, they were way into it because there's a bunch. I got a huge box just full of these books. So yeah, that's yeah. I just think this is great. And they're in pretty decent shape. I mean, I can still read the patterns and stuff off of them. But yeah, I'm super excited. So, I got that poncho done. I'm working on another one. Just switched up the colors on that. But I wanted to start making a cardigan. And I'm using the Big Twist Heather because I really wanted to make a cardigan. So I'm working on that, and it says on here, and I'm pretty sure this isn't correct, with the, it only takes 3 balls to make a sweater. I think it's going to be a little bit more than that, depending on what type of sweater you're going to make, or if it's knitted or crocheted, because I'm almost through this one entire ball doing this panel here, and I just added a little cream color down at the bottom to break it up a little bit. But I thought I'm going to do these panels here. Let's see here. I'm going to do these panels, and this is going to be like the side of the cardigan. So I'm going to do 2 of these, and then I'm going to do one for the back to make a cardigan. And I just did that little design down there for just to break up the blue. So it's, I wanted a little something. I don't want it to be all solid. But yeah, I'm working on a cardigan. And I figured, well, I'll put this on the back because I'd want to have pockets in the front, and I'm just going to keep it open, and then make the sleeves. So I'm working on these panels, and this is all half double crochet because I want it to be really warm for the winter time. And it's not quite a tweed, but it's just got this little white speckle in it that kind of, it's not exactly tweed, but it's just got that little speck of white color in it. But yeah, I just added a little bit of that for some color down at the bottom, a little different texture. So I gotta make 2 panels of this and then a panel for the back, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep them all the same size, because you know, when I go to do my sleeves, this will be hanging a little bit, but then you just add, and maybe I'll do a pattern or something. Or I like when they do the elbow patches on the sweaters. I love that idea. So I might do elbow patches to kind of break up the color so it's not so solid looking. So I'm playing around with it, playing around with that. Oh, and then I made a little basket with the fluffy yarns. I did a little basket. And I thought, well, that would be like a cute little trash basket or a fruit basket. You know, you could put your fruits and stuff in there. Because I just got apple trees. I just got my Granny Smith apple tree. Hubby went out there and planted it last night. So I got my 2 apple trees out in the backyard. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to have some baskets? So I made a basket. It took me forever. It takes me forever to make stuff. But yeah, like cute little basket. And of course you can make these whatever size you wanted. This one's just kind of a smaller size because I kind of need a basket for my bathroom, a little waste basket. And usually what I do is I'll put the plastic bags over the top of them so that way they don't get yuckies. But if it does get yuckies, you just put it in the washer and dryer. It's not going to hurt it. It's not going to hurt it any. So, yeah, I put all my burnout yarn on this because I was doing all kinds of the, you know, amigurumi, like the little fishies and dragons and stuff that I was making, and I had this right by my bed, and so that way I didn't have to come in here and keep grabbing stuff off my shelf. But I'm probably gonna work on putting all of that back where it belongs, and I don't know, but I kind of made a mess. I got a little bit of a mess here. You know, I needed like all the colors, all the different colors and things. So now I'm thinking, I did have a bunch of clothes in this, but I put all the clothes away, and then I had the burnout yarn because I was doing a bunch of the burnout projects. So now I have to put all that away and put different projects on my project cart here. So yeah, busy busies. But yeah, my poncho turned out amazing. Very proud of it. And I'm gonna work on another one. Oh yeah, I made this pillow when I was doing my burnout projects. It's like a star flower. They're sunny side up. Sunny side up. But yeah, I was just messing around and decided to make this cute little pillow. Kind of like a star shape. Just messing around with some different ideas. Anyways, I'm more into the wearables. I wanted to do some crochet projects that I could actually wear. And I've been wanting to do a cardigan for a while, and I decided to choose the Heather collection of the Big Twist. And I think it's gonna take quite a few balls. I think it's like I said, this is all one ball right here, and this is gonna be basically just one panel of just the one ball. I don't know, I might have to even use a little bit more, because depending on how long I need to make it. And I wanted to make it kind of unisex too, so that way, you know, a guy or a girl could wear it. It's just got a little pop of color down at the bottom. But I'm probably gonna leave the front pretty much solid. And like I said, maybe I'll do the elbow patches to break up the color a little. And I'm just kind of doing all half double crochet, so it's nice and thick. And I just added a pop of color down at the bottom. Hopefully I can remember how I did this. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. But it's just a neat little design to help break up the color. Yeah. Here's let me see all these colors I got in the Heather collection. Here. I don't know if they got any more or not in this type of collection of the Big Twist. This is the one I'm doing right now. Let's see. Oh, this one's called Denim, the blue denim, and that's what I'm working on right now. And then this one is the beige color. And then they have this beautiful green, this light pastel. It's like green sage. And this one's my favorite, and I only have 4 balls of that. But it's called Green Sage. And that one's really pretty. This one's my favorite out of all of the Big Twist. But I only have 4 balls, so either I'm going to have to mix some other colors in with it. I don't know, because I think it's going to take more than 4 balls to make a cardigan. We shall see. But anyways, this is what I got out of the Heather collection of the Big Twist. I think there might be a gray too, but for some reason these are the ones that I chose out of the collection of the Heather. Oh, I'm gonna fall down here. Put those back. Yeah. I like to put my feet up on the chair. Oh, I've been watching Yarn Geek, and she's been saying that Michael's has Big Twist yarn. I haven't been over to Michael's yet to see what they got, if they have it at our store or not. But the Michael's stores are starting to carry the Big Twist yarns. So that's cool and exciting. Although I'm not a big fan of Michael's, but once in a while I'll go over there and check stuff out. I've just been too busy, guys. I'm super excited about my apple trees. And I bought a greenhouse kit off of Wayfair. It's in the garage right now, but it's huge. It's a ginormous greenhouse because I thought I'm going to need a place to store all my apples. And I'm thinking in the future. I've got a couple of years before the apple trees actually start growing apples because they're just kind of baby trees right now. But they're getting flowers. They're already growing flowers. I'm just like that's crazy. I just got them a couple weeks ago. Well, the first one I got a couple weeks ago, and then they sold out of the Honeycrisp. And I'm like, well, I gotta have another tree because they have to cross pollinate. And so I went with Granny Smith apple. So I've got the Granny Smith apple and the Arkansas black apple. And they're out there, and I'm like, well, when they start growing apples, I'm going to have a place to store the apples. Otherwise, my kitchen's just going to be full of apples. Like, I have nowhere to store them. So I got a greenhouse kit, but the thing is, I need to build a deck because it's the open ground concept. I have to build a deck now. And we went to Menards and we were looking at the is it the composite? Composite decking, because it's not gonna rot and it'll last a lot longer than doing a deck in the wood. And I really wanted to do that, but it was so expensive. We were looking at it was over $1,000 just for the composite decking that we were looking at Menards. And Junior, my coworker, he said that he's starting a business and that he sells it now. And this is his card, and this is in Syracuse. He just started this business, and he even has the artificial grass, which is something else that I was thinking about too, the artificial turf. But yeah, I talked to him and he's going to give me a great deal. He even gave me these samples of the composite. And this is the gray color. This is the color that I'm going to go with, is the gray. And I mean, that is really nice. This is the one that's just all solid here. And then here's the brown, and it's got the grooves. So you slide those, I don't know what they call them, they're plastic pieces, cross-shaped or T-shaped, and you slide them in here, and then you screw it down so you don't have any screws up at the top. That's what those grooves are for. You slide that plastic piece in there, and then you drill it so you don't have to have the screws up at the top. So I thought that was awesome. Yeah, I like this idea. I mean, I'm not going to be too picky either or, but... And I've even seen they do a lot of furniture and stuff with these too, because it will not rot. So I'm definitely going to be getting some of this composite decking from Pineview. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for giving me these sample pieces so I can get an idea of what I wanted to go with. But I like the gray. I'm probably going to go with this gray color. Very nice. Of course, I have to still build the bottom, you know, and all of the stuff to get the deck ready. I think I want it off the ground a bit. You know, they have like platform decking that sits lower to the ground, but it depends on if it snows a lot. If we get a lot of snow, you know what I mean? So I'm still over here thinking about how far I want my deck off the ground. I mean, it depends on how much snow we get. We could get 3 feet of snow. I don't want the snow to go over my greenhouse, so I might have to, you know, have it off of the ground a bit, and then I'm going to have steps, you know. So I'm thinking about that because I thought, well, why don't I just have it flat to the ground? And I'm like, well, if it snows, we're going to have to dig through to get to the greenhouse. And then I'm trying to think of how we're going to secure it and everything with the support beams and stuff, how many we're going to do, and you know, we got to think about leveling, and it's going to be a big project, but I'm excited about that. Kind of off of the crochet topics here, but anyways, I've been working on cardigans and I'm still working on the poncho. It's been really rainy, which is good because then I don't have to worry about watering the flowers out in the yard. You know, it's just been kind of a rainy week. Yeah, look, it's got the date up at the top. 1968. This is McCall's from 1968. Look at that. That is all crochet. That is a crochet dress from the late 1960s. This was a real popular thing back in the day. They have all of these advertisements. Look, all of the advertisements from back in the day in the back of the book. Yeah, it's like I'm a treasure hunter, and I hit the jackpot on all of the crafts and stuff that they used to do in the 1960s. It's just sad to see that this is a dying art, you know? And nobody is into it except for us crazy people. I mean, you can get into this stuff hardcore. Probably because it takes so much time and dedication. And it's a very, you know, very time-consuming art in the craft world. But it's well worth it. You get, you know, one-of-a-kind handmade items that are just so unique. I'm over here just looking at all these. And not all of it's crochet. They have some of this stuff where it's embroidery. Like here they got a page where it's embroidery. And they got a room that they show that they have decked out. Like there's the latch hook rugs. That's like a latch hook rug that they got there. And they tell you how, kind of like how you can design your room. So I'm guessing this would be like a little sunroom area with the cute little coffee table. I say coffee, because I'm a big coffee drinker. See, now, wouldn't this be cute if I decked out my greenhouse like that? That cute little hammock they got in there with all those pillows that are crocheted. That would be adorable in a greenhouse. Or if you had a sunroom, or, you know, a place where you could just relax. They had a lot of amigurumi stuff too back in the day. There's some sewing aprons. I'm looking here. Oh, see, here's some little mini little cover-ups that they got. For when it gets a little too windy or chilly outside and you just need a little something to keep the wind off of you. Oh, the pictures are just gorgeous. Look at these pictures. The photography is amazing. For being back in the 1960s. They had amazing photography. Look at those sweaters. These are ginormous books, too. I guess they were really into the business suits, but I don't think I'm going to be crocheting business suits. Ooh, here's some cardigans. Yeah, look at those cardigans. Those are crocheted. I mean, you just can't get that today. They just don't make stuff like that today in this world. But it's gorgeous. Those handmade sweaters. Yeah. So anyways, I'll be looking at every single catalog and probably marking some things that I want to do in these books. And they probably have a lot of these patterns online as well from these. I don't know, I haven't really checked, but I'm pretty sure they do have some more of the vintage patterns from back in the day. But I have them right here from the real source, the McCalls. I got this huge book, this huge box full of these books. It's heavy. Oh yeah, it's heavy. Oh yeah, it's rolling me around. There's probably about 20 magazines in this. Oh my gosh. And it said that these were 75 cents. Look, this big book says that it was 75 cents a piece. 75 cents for these big books, these catalogs. And this guy gave them to me for 50 cents a piece. I mean, that's quite the deal. So I'm excited. Very excited about that. So anyways, I'm going to get on the YouTube and just relax and kind of get through this hangover from when we went to Fort Wayne for the German Fest. I mean, we went over to they have this place called the River Deck, and they have a bar over there. So we went over there to hang out by the river, and they actually have boat rides and stuff too. We went over there, and I was crocheting. I had a car crochet project that I leave in the car. I'm trying to crochet a bath towel as an experiment to see if it would be any different from using a regular bath towel. And I was working on that, and I mean, this cup, I mean, they just pour the alcohol straight into the cup, and they're like, here you go. And I'm like, I was lit, but I did manage to keep crocheting for a little bit anyways, till we got to walking all over the place. A lot of walking around yesterday, but it was nice to get out of the house and, you know, see the different stuff that was going around. So I guess I'll let you guys go, and I'll catch you later. Bye.